Hey everybody, are you wondering what Mercury retrograde right now means? Mercury in retrograde is not a scary, terrible, horrible thing like everybody makes it seem to be, right? Mercury is the planet of thought and communication. It is our conscious lower mind. It is the thoughts that we are thinking and the words that we say as a result. It also represents how we are heard, those words that we say, how they're heard by other people. And so when we have our planets go retrograde, retro means looking to the past, right? When Mercury goes into retrograde, it is asking us to look at how our thoughts, our words, and our ability to be heard have worked for us over these years. We're looking to the past to see how our thoughts create our words and how they are being heard. Bottom line, right? This is a time when we can reassess those areas as well. And we can go, okay, I realize that I'm not talking really great to myself, right? And as a result, I'm staying stuck in these patterns. Maybe we're realizing in this time frame of Mercury retrograde that we have the same communication breakdowns that happen in our relationships, whether it's work relationships or romantic relationships or friendships. Maybe you're seeing that there's a common theme where these types of issues repeat themselves again and again. And you're like, why do I have to keep saying these things over and over again? These things that repeat themselves in this lifetime, right, are areas that we're here to work on, to overcome, and to conquer. They're not here to drive us crazy. They're not, I swear, because that's why we came here, right, in the first place, is to grow. And growth comes through difficulty and through adversity. So when Mercury retrograde happens, really what that's having us do is looking to how our words are creating our reality. Now, because Mercury is in retrograde in the sign of Aries, this is the sign that deals a lot. This year is really the year of Aries and Libra, right? Because of these eclipses. They're looking at the balance of the scales, because that's what Libra is about, of what our needs are. And on the other end is the needs of people in our relationships. Where are we, Aries, making sacrifices, or where do we need to make sacrifices in order to find that balance in our relationships? It can be good, it can be bad, right? So as we have Mercury looking to the past, we're reassessing all of those things. What kind of changes need to be made, right? So your needs are being met, but you're also making sure that you're cognizant and aware of the needs of others in these relationships as well, right? So, and once Mercury goes direct, we can really start to move forward in a different way, especially because we have these eclipses this year that are so highly focused on that's the theme of the year anyway. It's not saying get it figured out and during this 3 weeks of Mercury retrograde between April 1st and April 25th. That's not what it's saying. It's saying we have the ability under the gateway of these eclipses this year to make major changes in those areas when it comes to relationships of all kinds. So Mercury retrograde, yes, it's different every time it retrogrades, but the main thing is it's nothing to be scared of, right? This is a chance to reassess, to reconfigure, and to come up with new plans moving forward with what it is we want to do. It is also a thing where, yes, there is communication breakdown. You're going to find your phone might not send messages. Things aren't getting received. The internet's a little bit wonky and jacked up, we're finding that maybe calls don't go through, emails don't go through. Maybe you hit, add to cart on something. By the time you get to buy it, it disappears. You know what I mean? There's just, Mercury deals with things that are electronically based, right? So we see where these areas of communication can break down. It's also a time where travel plans can get delayed, because really it's about delaying it. Mercury is asking us to kind of slow down our conscious mind, because this darn thing can go so fast, right? I mean, we get our brains going so quickly that sometimes we can miss the finer details. And that's what Mercury retrograde is asking us to do, right? It's saying slow down and look at the details. So when Mercury retrograde happens, they always say this isn't a great time to sign contracts. Don't, sign a mortgage. Don't do anything like that. But I feel that gets taken to the nth degree. It's not saying you can't. It's just saying, make sure you look at the fine details because things get missed under Mercury retrograde. So maybe if you do sign that loan and you're not paying attention to the details, all of a sudden maybe it's an adjustable rate and you didn't realize that, and it comes to light after the Mercury retrograde. Maybe you sign a lease on a vehicle in this time frame and you're not looking at the details, or you're not focusing on what it is that your end of the bargain is, and then maybe when that lease is up, you're not going to be able to, re-up that lease, or maybe you're going to owe on that lease. These are things just saying, look at the fine-tooth details, right, before you make any commitments or any types of situations like that. But it's not some death sentence for 3 weeks where we can't do anything. It isn't. Just make sure you look with a finer tooth comb through those things. Because it's happening in Aries, it's asking us, like I said earlier, where in life do we need to have the courage to act? Mars rules Aries, so it's a very courageous warrior type energy the sign has. And we have the planet of the conscious mind going in there. A lot of times what happens is we will say what we're thinking without having a filter, right? And having Mercury retrograding in that sign, it is asking us, where has that gotten us into trouble? Or maybe where have we needed to speak up and we didn't have that courage or that confidence to do so, and we find ourselves in the repetitive cycles. This is a great time, right, to make those changes, because we have the whole energy of this year so focused on being able to find that courage, to find balance in relationships, to find that courage in us to speak and to act, right? It's not just about thinking and knowing, we also have to act on it. And so these eclipses this year are really bringing that into focus and showing us, lighting up each step of the way where it is we need to walk. So Mercury retrograde, though, right now, it's really just asking us to look at how it's worked for us in the past, maybe reassess what it is we want to do moving forward in the future. So yeah, that's what Mercury retrograde is about right now in April of 2024. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to you there. Bye.